Yo, what's up, everybody? Everybody be talking about wishful thinking and shit when they be talking about boxing. They're talking about Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather. Who would win? People fail to realize that Sugar Ray Leonard is a natural 147. Floyd Mayweather is not a natural 147. He does not have a 147 punch. Just about everybody he beat at 147 came up from a smaller weight class like he did. Shane Mosley came up from 135 to 147. De La Hoya came up from 130, 135 to 147. Who else? All them guys that Floyd beat at 147 came up from a smaller weight class. Ricky Hatton came up from a smaller weight class. Arturo Gatti came up from a smaller weight class. And I'm not saying that to take anything away from Floyd Mayweather. I'm just saying that Floyd is not a natural 147. He does not have a 147 punch. And when you move up in weight class, you generally do not take your punching power with you. That's why you don't take your punching power with you. He might outbox these guys. He'll outbox him, you know, he'll pot shot him all night like he always do. Like I tell people, Floyd got 3 things he do. See, when you coming up in boxing and a guy is flurrying on you, you're taught to flurry back. That's why when you see Latinos fighting each other and one guy start flurrying, the other guy start flurrying back and they just start going at it. That's why when you see I forgot the name, but the guy that fought Manny Pacquiao and he knocked him out. They was going at it. That's the way you're taught. Floyd wasn't taught that way. He was taught a different thing. He was taught when a guy starts flurrying you, there's 3 things that Floyd Mayweather was going to do. He going to hold him, he going to get out the way, or he'll go into a shell. Those are the 3 things. He does not trade punches with fighters. That's why he's never in a war. When you trade punches with a fighter, you end up being in a war. And the guy with the fastest hands and the most heart is the guy that usually wins when you go to a war. Floyd is not in wars. The main reason people go to see Floyd fight is they go to see Floyd hoping he's gonna lose. That's why they go to see Floyd fight. They don't go to see him knock nobody out because he ain't gonna knock nobody out. They go to see Floyd out of hate, hoping he gonna lose. They hate to see him flashing money and talking shit. So they pay to hoping to see somebody knock him out, which don't happen. Like I told you, you do 3 things when a guy starts to flurry on him. He'll hold, he'll go into a Philly shell, or he'll get out the way. Those are the 3 things he do. He don't trade punches with people. He punch when he's ready to punch. And if he was to fight a guy like Sugar Ray Leonard, that's a different fight. Sugar Ray Leonard is naturally bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather doesn't have to punch to keep Sugar Ray Leonard off of him. Just like they're talking about if Roy Jones Jr. fought Marvin Hagler. I would go with Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. had tremendous natural ability. A lot of things that Roy Jones do can't be taught in boxing. You know, and that's why when he slowed down, that's why Roy Jones Jr. beat Bernard Hopkins the first time. Then when they fought the second, he beat him off of sheer speed. Then the second time Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. fought, who won? Roy Jones Jr. had slowed down by then. And Roy Jones Jr. didn't learn like certain techniques in boxing because he got away. He didn't have to learn it because he had speed. He didn't have to learn that shit. But then when it was time for him, he couldn't last as long as Bernard Hopkins because Bernard Hopkins learned technique. Bernard Hopkins got a style where you can have longevity in boxing. Just like Floyd Mayweather. They had a style that keeps longevity. They don't take a lot of hits. And they don't take a lot of hits because of their defense and their style. It's totally different styles. Who else? This is why Roy Jones Jr. was able to beat James Toney. You know, speed. And then one thing about James Toney is James Toney don't watch his weight. And James Toney, he never watched his weight. And he was always out of shape. And James Toney don't like to run. Only way he get in shape is by sparring. He don't like to run. Running helps. And you see that. You can see that when it's time, when it gets in the later rounds. But he's a great fighter. He just can't control his eating habits. He just couldn't control his eating habits. That's all it was. But I don't think Floyd Mayweather would ever beat Sugar Ray Leonard. No, hell no. He wasn't big. He's not big enough. Floyd is 5'8", 5'8 and a half. Naturally, when he first came into boxing, look at him. He was like 126, 130, and then he moved up to 140, 135, 140, 147. He's not a natural 147. He don't have a 147 punch, but he's able to keep guys off of him because of his boxing ability. But he ain't knocking nobody out. He ain't beating nobody up. He'll outbox him. He'll outpotch him. He'll pot shot them all night. That's what he do. Now, what would he do if Sugar Ray Leonard start raining on him? You see Sugar Ray Leonard start raining on him. I don't like talking about what if kind of fights because it's dumb. But no, I will go with Sugar Ray Leonard. I will go with Sugar Ray Leonard over Floyd Mayweather because they're natural. Sugar Ray Leonard is naturally bigger. And it was just as fast. If you can match a guy's speed, then it's totally different. If a guy's fast and you can match his speed, then it's a different ball game. You match a guy's speed, then it's something different. Most guys can't match Roy Jones Jr.'s speed. Most guys can't match Sugar Ray Leonard's speed. And then people say, oh, people thought Marvin Hagler won. It don't matter what people thought. It matters what the fucking judges at the fight thought. The judges said Sugar Ray Leonard won. That's who won when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler. That's the prime example of a guy, Sugar Ray Leonard, moving up to fight somebody else, moving up to fight a guy that was naturally bigger. You've seen the effect that Marvin Hagler punches had on Sugar Ray Leonard. It was just like when Tommy Hearns moved up from 147 to 160 to fight Marvin Hagler. What happened? Tommy Hearns can punch, but he don't have a 160 punch. He has a 147 punch, and that's why he couldn't beat Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler just stalked him down and stopped him. When you move up in weight class, you do not take your punching power with you. It's real simple. Remember that. So what's up, everybody? If you like to read, I like to write. These are my books of poetry. That's me at the Apollo. Showtime at the Apollo. That was a funny night that night. That's me when I was in the Daily News newspaper selling my books on the train, and some girl took a picture of me. Spike Lee. That's my man D Nice. That's me when I was on 106 in Park. That's Wynton Marsalis, the jazz great. That's my man Bill Dukes. That's Sonia Sanchez, famous poet Sonia Sanchez. That's Mary Barack and Abio Odun, Loaded Lux. Chris Rock, I tried to tell him he wouldn't listen. The great Paul Mooney. Oh, that's my book. Corner stores in the middle of the block. Don't beat your children or they'll turn out like me. Agitation gets the dirt out. And Pretty Ugly, a Harlem Situation. Use Cash App and I mail the books myself.